to see you both.
There is.
And that's for Sean. There's 2 checks for him to sign for TLC. Okay, like to call the meeting to order. The Harvard Tree Board, February 4th, 2026. It is 6:32 p.m. and we are live. So roll call, Jannette Hugg, Jay Wolf, Shawn Kingzette,
Here.
Shannon Kingzette,
Here.
and Lisa Haderlein, all present. The mayor, Mike Kelly, and Public Works Director Rob Lambs are also present. And Member Kriete has a work commitment tonight, some data center that's he's assigned to, so we'll find out more about that later, I'm sure. Okay, no one to attend electronically. Thank you. No public here, so no public comment. Item number 5, approve minutes of November 6th, 2025. Did folks have a chance to read the minutes? Any comments or questions? Motion to approve?
Also motion.
Thank you, Sean. Second?
Second it.
Thank you, Jay. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Minutes approved. Wanted to take a few moments just to review the 2025 planting projects, since we did quite a few, and they came in kind of the end of the year. Seemed like a little bit of a rush of trees, which was all good. So we started with I believe we started with the food forest. Wasn't that in May last year? And then we did a planting, and that was about 50 trees and shrubs. And then we had the open lands planting. That was almost 40, wasn't it? Do you remember?
Yeah.
44, was it?
I thought it was just shy of 40, like 37 or something, 38.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the city replaced some
Yes.
trees too. You did 13, was it, with the trees forever?
With the Trees Forever, we did 19.
19, okay.
Yeah, we did,
Okay.
because it was 19 trees with Trees Forever. That was part of the replanting grant.
Okay, for the ones that were removed?
Correct.
Okay,
So, because we had the hazard tree removal, so that was approximately 19 trees that were removed. I think we did 6 in-house, and then the rest were subcontracted out.
okay, gotcha. Am I forgetting anything? And then we replaced some of the trees at Mary's? Did we?
We have not done that yet.
Oh, we haven't
That
replaced the
was
dead ones
because
yet? Okay.
what was, what had happened with the trees at Mary's Park was it was all the pine trees. It was
Evergreens,
the
yeah.
evergreens that had the issues, so we were going to wait till spring to replant those.
Okay,
Would that be part of the 116 that are listed planting sites that were identified, 87 for removal? Page 2? Or is that outside of that?
They probably would have identified those, because DRG did.
Yeah,
oh, okay, yeah, when they did their survey.
When they did
those
their
would have been
inventory,
dead.
those
Yeah.
trees would have been in their list.
right.
But financially, they're coming out of the previous years.
Right, we have the funds.
That money is still earmarked.
from when we
Yeah.
planted, yep, yep. Okay. And we're gonna plant the same trees, right? Same
Yeah.
species,
Or
okay,
comparable. I mean, it's dependent on availability.
right.
We have the sign, it's etched in sign
Oh.
that's out there, so we have to,
Yeah.
So
yes, we have to replace with like,
Yes. Yeah, that could be awkward otherwise. Yes, we will.
It would just be testing arborists because.
Yeah.
They'd be like, wait a minute, this,
Well, if you remember, they called us out because the one hornbeam
Right,
was a European hornbeam, not.
right,
And somebody
yeah,
saw the tag on it or something and
Right.
said, that's going to get too big for this,
yep,
this space. A citizen arborist called
Yes.
us out for.
yes, oops, yeah, but,
I'm glad that somebody's,
yeah.
Paying
Attention.
attention.
They care, that's good.
Yeah, no, that is good. Okay. Were there any other issues with the plantings last year that anyone heard about?
well, I would say the only issue from the city's perspective is the lack of volunteers. It is an issue, because from a labor perspective from the city, when these events happen, they happen when I have to pay someone double time.
Right,
And so we really need this group to get volunteers for those activities and not depend on city staffing. It's, so I've been asked, like, and some of these events require, obviously, community
Right.
input and participation. So, what I've been asked is if we can't get the volunteer groups, then we need to reduce the number of grants that we chase after because we just can't support it from a labor perspective.
yeah. And you
That's
did,
coming from the holder of the budget, shall we say.
yes,
I do at times wonder too, especially that last one when we did the 19 trees, as far as community engagement, we only had the 2 students show up.
Okay.
And I don't know, not that I think that Trees Forever is going to call us out for it, but if we have these tree planting events at some point, it might be like, hey, we want to dedicate some funding to somebody who's got more community engagement or, might help some more. They haven't said it, but, when I submit the pictures and it's like, well, who volunteered? And I was like, well, members, a few members of the tree board and a couple of,
Yeah.
people.
Maybe
at
we need
large.
to get out in front of it more and get more stuff on social media, more flyers, more things in front of people's faces.
I mean, we definitely tried, I always put stuff on Facebook to get people out there, but even when it came to, I think, going door to door for that open lands grant helped out a lot. And then having the requirement that you had to help also helped out a lot.
yeah, at least plant your tree,
Yeah.
yeah,
But what I will say, in my experience of that door-to-door activity that I did myself, probably 6 blocks or more, I was completely flabbergasted at the number of residents that did not want a tree. Did not want it. They did not want to participate. They didn't want a tree in their yard. Just didn't want it.
yeah, I only ran into 2, but yeah, one of them was like, no, we just took down the tree in our backyard. We don't want more trees, we don't
So-
want any trees.
I'm not sure why there was a, hesitation or in some cases a flat out don't want it. Right? Would trees bring value to your property, right? So maybe it's an education issue.
Or maybe like Lisa said, they just had a bad experience with a really big old nasty tree, and the last thing they want is to plant a new tree, not realizing they're going to plant a young, small tree that's going to not have any issues for 20 years.
Right. It could be. I don't know. I know there were a number, obviously, too, that were, I should say, that couldn't make that decision because they weren't the property. So there were a number that fell into that.
Yeah, a couple of those on Lincoln, they're like, well, we just rent.
Yeah. So, obviously they couldn't make a decision. It's not their decision. I don't know. Some kind of better education effort, I think, would be helpful.
The inventory helps with that. How to get that information out to the general public is probably a bit of a challenge, but part of the benefits analysis, the city's trees, the annual benefits for the city's trees is $21,700. So that's absorbing stormwater, reducing heat island effect, all these different things. The replacement value of those trees is $5 million. So what attention is other assets within the village that are worth $5 million? What attention are those assets getting? The city's $5 million worth of trees should get a similar level of attention.
Sure.
So it's again, like you say, it's the education.
Right.
It's the try to, and it's not that, that's not that surprising. There's a strong connection with affluent communities. You know, they name their community Lake Forest or Oak Park.
Yeah.
Or Elmhurst.
Yeah.
So and these are known communities that are desirable places to live. Harvard is also a desirable place to live, and that in part is because of our trees. So connecting the dots and getting our residents to see that to the best of our ability is well, that's why we're here, right? Like this is, we're just getting started. Like this is,
Right.
that first event, the October event was well attended and people were engaged. And so for where we're at, or from where we started to where we're at now, there's a lot of progress. Like,
Yep.
And it's just, there is no easy answer. There's no.
No, I understand all that.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be where we are. We're that much further ahead because of this
Yes.
board, right?
Yeah.
So, we need to, what's the word I'm looking for? We need to, govern how fast we do things, that we don't overstretch our resources. I guess
Yep.
that's what I'm trying to get across.
Sure.
And then we should have some focus. I don't know how much of that focus needs to be, but certainly on education, because I think that will just help us overall, because when people understand what the focus of this group is and of the city and why it's important, hopefully they, become more embracive of, or, embracing what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
That's all.
No, that's good. That's very good. Yeah, and I think we can talk about, as we go along, talk about some ideas for how to do more of that.
If we can come up with some specific dates, I don't know, tonight or in the near future, we're starting our new calendar year of Garden Club, and we have a whole calendar of events and things to do, and I will put the tree plantings on it, and then we can also address it at the proper time, for that month's meeting or whatever.
Thank you.
I do believe we have preliminary dates set for both the tree pruning event and the tree planting event, which are coming up, which we're going to be discussing.
Yep.
So,
I have March 7th, or was it 7th or 17th, 14th? I don't know, something.
March 14th and
14th.
May 2nd.
Okay, May 2nd.
What if, one of the things to do to get it in front of people's faces, if I just started like a Harvard tree board Facebook group. We've got multiple Harvard groups. I mean, a lot of times the way the analytics work, I have to manually go and check for your posts before I can share them. They don't pop up on my thing because, well, you don't pay the extra $2 a week to get Facebook to put I have you priority followed, but I'll get 16 posts from people why? They're not even on my friends list, and I have to dig for your posts to share them. Maybe just one more way to get faces, get it in front of people's faces. Post a link every month up for every meeting. Post a link up to the YouTube channel to the link to this meeting. Put it up there. Just to get it out there.
My only hesitation to that recommendation is we already have a number of Facebook pages by each department. So the Public Works Department already has its own page, and it's getting a little cumbersome trying to manage all those pages, where we tend to manage anything tree board related through Public Works page, which then gets shared from the city's respective pages.
Does Parks have its own Facebook?
Parks and Rec does.
Parks and
Okay.
Rec does, Public Works does, police do.
Police.
And so does Community Economic Development, but that one hasn't been picked up since Donovan left.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
And then the city has an umbrella one that we, share from there as well.
What are good examples of other organizations or whatever within the city that are good at getting a volunteer base? Because that hasn't 100%, there's no
Well-
structure yet with this organization
Right.
of how to do that.
Right.
So like what's a good example of someone else who has gotten that?
Well, I mean, there are a number of groups in the community that do. I will say, generally, all of them struggle at volunteers.
Well, look at Mexican Independence Day and how many of the volunteers were city staff that I'm
Right.
guessing were paid
Yes.
on a Saturday.
Yes, there was a lot of salaried staff that were there and volunteers of staff, and then there were a few that were paid. That wasn't Mexican Independence Day, it was
Oh, Day of the Dead.
Day of the
Sorry.
Dead, right?
Sorry.
Day of the Dead. But like Milk Days has a huge volunteer base that they have, but they built that up over 80 years, right?
Yeah.
They got a little head
Yeah,
start.
people were bred
They're-
into
they're,
that, from
and but
birth.
they still struggle.
Yeah.
Even them.
Yeah.
But they have a ton of events, right? I think, it's getting alignment with people who support what you're doing, right? So it's a little easier to get people to support a festival because it's kind of a fun
Excuse to party.
Party, whatever, right? A tree planting event, like you kind of have to support that, right? To volunteer your time and energy to be a part of that. It's not quite the same as
Having
maybe
a
some
beer garden.
other- yeah, putting someone's wristband on them to be able to drink beer, right? There's a very different level of activity there. So,
I think Janet's on the right path, though, in terms of prep. At the time this challenge in the fall one was the two events were, I think, just 2 weeks apart or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the tree keepers, the open lands one, they have a huge base and everybody worked pretty hard, and that one had a lot of volunteers, right? And I think for the short notice for the Trees Forever one, it was okay, but we needed more time to get.
yeah, I think
built
time
up.
is a big element to it,
And
right?
it was the same with the previous October, or the previous one at Mary's Park was, we had time to build it up to, what, we have 15, 20 volunteers that time? I think?
Yeah, and I think
Yeah,
we
that was
volunteer. I think we advertised that for well over a month, right? Well over a
It
month.
seems that that's the key.
Yeah,
is-
I had
is-
more time. I individually contacted each of the scout troops and Cub Scouts, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scout version of the boy. I was able to get out to all of them, and that did take about a week or two because communication back and forth, getting the right email to get to the right people, but having that time to do it, I think
I
really
think the
helped.
high school's, Lorenzo's group.
Oh, the FFAs.
Yeah, if we got
Yeah.
them information sooner, I think they could get more kids at it. Because two of the kids in the second one were from that.
Sure.
And I think that was an idea, I don't want to say a captive audience, but certainly, if there was more maybe push towards schools, it's harder to tell your kids no. If your kids come home and say, hey, we're going to get a tree, we just have to volunteer,
Does Harvard have
maybe.
its own FFA?
Yeah.
At the high school, yep, they do.
So make sure that we talk to the FFA people because that's right up their alley also.
That's what he was saying.
We had a couple students, but we'd only gotten in touch with them a few days. I think it was
Yeah.
about a week. And by the time that I knew what was going on and got in touch, it was, the teacher tried,
Yeah, and I had reached out to Carl Hobbs
yeah.
just to see if they had any students that needed
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
because the honor
hours or
society.
honor society or whatever,
and
but it
stuff
just
need
wasn't enough
hours,
time
yeah.
to,
get it
Yeah.
in place.
Yeah.
So I think
Now-
we've identified
I mean,
Yeah.
it was even too short notice for me to plan for it. Because
Right.
I already had commitments and
Yeah.
stuff too.
How about
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of have one, it's not very well put together, but a contact list of all these, a contact list of each troop leader, a contact list for the, for the person for the FFA, a contact list for each of the 4-H groups and everything, so we have a list of people that we all know and can reference and send emails to and everything and have it in a nice package instead of like I had to do with the scouts, send him, do you have such and such's email address? Because there's no page, there's no scouting page for the group, there's no Facebook page for the group. It's like a secret handshake club. You have to, get into
Know
it.
the
You gotta
secret
know
knock.
someone to beat them.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And fortunately, we have we have 3 months before the planting event. So hopefully we can get May.
Planting event
May
is May
2nd.
2nd.
Yeah,
The tree maintenance event and training, because we still have to have a community engagement and sort of like a learning session to satisfy the Trees Forever grant. So that's going to be March 14th, possibly 21st.
March, yeah.
Oh,
Your
that's-
son's baby shower
yes.
is on the 21st.
Yes,
this is on the 14th.
perfect.
Or the 21st.
Or the 21st.
Or the 21st.
Our request, straight.
What's
We
that?
prefer the 14th.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think the only holdout for that was if the weather, because March could be kind of dodgy. So if it was too cold or if it was snowing or raining, that we had a rain day.
It's never too cold.
Well,
That's the fruit tree trimming thing, right?
yes.
Yeah.
That's fruit, and then we're
Yeah.
gonna try to prep it a little bit.
yep.
And Deb's gonna get that maintenance covered
I'm-
by,
I'm
Possibly.
trying to see if we can. So
okay, that's still on the,
Yep.
maybe.
Yes, that's our next item, right? So if we move on to number 7, discussion, action on next steps with food forest. So we have hopefully on March 14th, have the pruning event, which is an educational thing. It's not, people don't have to dig holes or lug anything.
Correct.
They can observe and possibly do some pruning. Right?
Sure.
So do we,
Can the city pick up the debris, though?
absolutely. Either that or we can have a brush fire.
so what time do we want that to start? On Saturday? Saturday in March? What's for,
Let the sun warm up a little bit.
okay.
10? 10.
What time does the library open? I would just make sure maybe we can just ask them if we can use one of their rooms.
Oh, okay.
So for maybe the classroom
Yes,
portion and
yeah.
just,
Okay.
do that
Okay.
beforehand and that'll buy us some time for things to warm up.
Okay. I'll check with. Who's teaching?
9.
I know how to prune, sure. I already have a slideshow and
They open
everything.
at 9, so 10 o'clock.
Okay, yay. Okay, we got,
I found a volunteer to teach it.
I assumed you were the volunteer initially.
Voluntold.
I'm qualified. I think.
okay, so it'll be at 10. Okay, at library.
And your thoughts are a little bit on basic tree pruning and then a little bit on fruit tree trimming?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wasn't that the original idea?
Yeah, I think that'll satisfy it, and then we can, sort of have the field work portion, and a little bit of discussion in the classroom, and
So 10 a.m. in March, which Saturday?
14th.
14th?
Yeah. Yeah, so a little classroom, about how long for the presentation and
4
Q&A?
hours.
There's gonna be some
If he's
pre-work.
talking, maybe. Not if I'm talking.
Robert, you're going to create a post for this on,
I can,
so we have something to share?
yes.
A basic, just JPEG flyer on your Facebook page that we can then link to the other groups?
Yeah, we can throw out something like that.
So we'll do like the wins, whys, hows, and yeah, everything.
Some
You already
basic
have that.
Undercut, and
Yeah.
tools,
Yeah.
and tools.
And I'll double check to, I'll confirm what the requirements are for the training, if there is an hour requirement or anything like that.
Well, because we'll be doing the classroom part and then in the field.
Fieldwork will still be part of the
Yeah,
class.
this is
Yeah.
part of the class.
Yeah.
So it's the hands-on, so I think,
How many tools does the city have? Do you have
As
some
far-
hand saws and hand
Yeah,
trimmers,
we have some,
loppers?
we can hand saws or, loppers. Can we borrow some from a certain
Yeah,
non-for-profit?
I think,
Okay.
yeah, we
I
need
think we probably have
loppers, yeah, we may have,
Depends on-
we may even have some clippers.
enough. I might be able to. Some of
Are we
the-
gonna have that as like a kind of register, pre-register?
I would say we
So
probably
we
should
can
have
keep track
a
of
We
it.
sign-up
should,
sheet.
yeah.
Or I'll make a Microsoft form or something so we can kind of keep track of how many people.
Well, I wonder if we could do it through, the
Oh, rec
rec
desk,
desk.
yeah.
This would be in the library.
Yeah, the classroom part, yeah.
Of course, I'm signing Joe up to do something there, but,
Hey,
but that,
community engagement,
but that would be easy way then to kind of
Plan.
help plan it, get it on the schedule, can share the link to it, they can sign up for it. It'll be, cost is free, right?
Yeah.
But then it gets them registered in the city, then has kind of a,
So if they're gonna be pruning too, we wanna have safety glasses, potentially gloves,
yeah,
we
Yeah.
wanna do it the right way.
proper PPI.
Yeah.
PPE.
PPE, yeah. Yeah,
Okay, make a note
Probably
to,
get the safety glasses and
for
gloves.
community engagement.
So May 14th, 10 a.m.
It's on the corporate slug.
Revenue sucker.
Yeah.
yeah, so that's just a month away.
And I do believe that part of the cost or part of the fees associated with Davy's proposal also included a training event. So we might be able to have the boys back out. So I'll confirm.
If we're talking about community engagement, this is just a thought. If we're trying to sort of generate some interest, if there's this free class and they do something else as an additional thing to try to maybe
Yeah.
a different group of people, or if somebody can't attend this, I don't know what that is, but just wondering if we can take advantage of it, get more out of it. Because otherwise you're going to get 4 arborists at one event, 3 to 4. Can you
Right.
leverage this for a little bit more benefit? I don't know what that is. There's no huge time frame on that, wasn't it? That was a
We
little
got
bit
it. We
open-ended,
got it
right?
extended for another year. I had to submit the paperwork to extend the grant terms. So I gave them, and basically it was like we were hoping to have this done by May.
Did they give a suggestion on what that community
No,
involvement benefit would look like?
I'd have to look at the agreement again. Let me see if I can pull it up while we're talking about it.
Then maybe they're the plan B.
Where's your son? Where's the shower?
Oh, it's in Berwyn?
Berwyn.
Oh, okay. What time.
Yeah, we're not
Are you
gonna
going?
do that. Yeah, I'm gonna just tell you right now, that's not gonna happen. We're not
Oh, and
gonna
just a heads up, I
overbook.
may
This
or may
is our
not be there the
first grandbaby.
14th, I don't know.
That's true.
This is not
Uh-oh.
good.
I may be out of town
On the 21st?
on the 14th, March
14th.
14th. I don't
Okay.
know. That's up in the air still.
Okay.
So the training and education portion of the grant says the contractor shall provide a minimum of 8 hours of technical assistance to implement on-the-ground activities specifically in disadvantaged areas like tree planting, pruning, invasive species removal, etc.
We have more built-in help for the planting.
So do you use them on the second?
Well, if they owe 8 hours,
Mhm.
if that doesn't include travel, then maybe both.
Yeah.
But maybe get them on the tree planting part.
Okay.
It'll bolster that.
Many hands make light work.
What's that?
Many hands make light work.
It does make
It's
life easier.
5-2 is the plan? What am I missing here?
Discussed. It's 5-2.
Lions Park planting scheduled for May 2nd.
But that'll be number 9 on the agenda. We're getting there. Anything else for the 14?
Does the city have any sort of weed whips,
Yeah.
brush cutter type things?
Weed whips, yes. Brush cutters, I'd have to look into. We might have to get some blades for, you talking about the suckers and cleaning up the beds?
Yeah,
and
there's a
stuff?
lot of weeds and stuff that had grown into those beds.
Yeah.
And I think part of the thought was to try to prep those beds as best as possible so that if we can get that built in, that it's ready for them.
Sure.
'Cause otherwise, the labor to get it ready
Will
for
eat
them
all that.
will eat it'll suck up a lot of city budget to get that prepped. If we can save a lot of money by getting those beds in better shape before they start doing maintenance.
Yeah.
But I don't know that we want volunteers out there brush cutting.
Right.
That can be sort of volunteer.
So when would we want to do the prep?
8 a.m.
Are you talking on the same day as we do the
Maybe,
pruning?
but I don't think we want the volunteer, if we're doing the
Yeah, I know.
fruit tree trimming
I
and
agree.
whatever, I think we can take advantage of the date, but that's not part of the training.
Right.
I don't know if
I
that's the day
just think
before,
it's
the
going to
morning
take a
of.
lot more time and effort to get that cleaned up than just a couple hours before we commit to the other
Or is
parts
this
of it.
something that you'd like Public Works to do on regular hours prior to the event?
Well, that seems like the most logical solution.
A week or two before, Rob, maybe you and I just keep in touch, get some eyeballs on it, just, once the snow melts, get a sense of just where's it at.
How wild is it? How brushy?
That's pretty.
It was
pretty
weeds, it
wild.
wasn't like, it was just weeds that had come up
Okay.
in the mulch.
So, and then we can do some
Pre-emerge
preem
it,
and
yeah.
do some stuff. Maybe could you have mulch there and the volunteers could help mulch at the tree pruning and we can get the depth higher to help
Be good.
prevent future
More
weed
weeds.
issues?
Assuming it's, yeah, we should be able to stir up some mulch and get something up there.
Do we have, well, we could mulch from.
Yeah, just the maintenance
Yeah,
mulch.
yeah, we just do that. And that's all.
And
really
are you
needs to
talking about in both areas where the elderberries are and then up at the top or?
Who did I walk that with?
Hmm?
Did you and
Me.
I walk?
You and I.
walked that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Both areas, the upper area was worse, wasn't it?
It was worse.
Yeah.
Because we turned
The lower
grass
area,
and didn't
I
do a bed.
tried to do some work in and I believe, I'm not positive, but I pulled all of those sunflowers that were growing up before they went to seed. So I'm hoping that we're not going to get another crop of sunflowers growing in there. They were nice.
Yeah, they were beautiful sunflowers.
Yeah.
They're nice, but it's not what we planned to have there.
Okay, we're good. And then we're gonna have Deb's putting 4,000 in the budget.
Yes,
That then,
I've reached out to contractors to see if we can
Okay.
get into that. I know the first one we did, I think it was 6 or 7,000.
right,
So I'm trying to see if anybody can work with us. One seemed interested,
awful
one,
lot of landscape contractors.
yeah, one seemed interested, one didn't even return my message.
Did you reach out to, is it White Pine?
No, so I've been getting pretty good pricing from the Langton Group as far as
Oh, sure.
labor intensive stuff goes. And then I reached out to like Maya Landscape. You know, he's right there. So,
Because White Pine is Harvard too, 'cause he lives in our subdivision.
okay.
So does weekly maintenance, and according to his truck and his trailers.
Yeah.
There's Art Landscaping, which lives right up in that area. I'm not sure which. I think he's on, what's the street up there, just down from the library? Starts with an H, I think.
Hayes?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Hayes.
Hayes,
Yeah, maybe Hayes.
I can reach out to them.
there's Partita, he's on Roosevelt, just
Mhm.
at the end of my mom's street. Tony. Okay, okay, item number 8, discussion of tree maintenance hours.
So this is just something I put together. You know, one of the things that was identified in the tree inventory and maintenance plan was sort of like the requirements and how much time we can spend on trees. Right now, this is kind of representative of what we typically do. This is very loose because depending on if we get storms or if there's downtime or if we're short on projects or we're waiting for things, this is just very, very loose. Also, as of recently, if it's been, you know, sub-zero temperatures or cold temperatures, you know, our bucket truck does not work in the cold because the hydraulic lines freeze. So everything has to be done from the pedestal on the ground if somebody's up in the bucket. We just replaced it, so we're in better shape now, but certainly that puts a dent in any winter activities.
So 1640 total hours
Mhm.
for the year. So do you see that as that'll be pretty consistent year to year? Okay.
I might try to do more winter maintenance. The winter maintenance is tough because of everything else that we typically do. Because after it snows, then there's 2 or 3 days of cleaning parking lots and park sidewalks and all that kind of stuff. So very dependent on the weather.
Of course, things freezing and breaking.
Mm-hmm.
Water mains.
Yeah.
Any questions? Comments?
Comment.
Okay.
What are the total hours? How many people do you have?
We have seven staff members, not including myself. One of those is in parks, is parks maintenance employee. So 6, and then one of those also includes a mechanic, which doesn't do, so then it's effectively down to 5.
5 full-time,
Yeah.
full-time?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if they work an average of 2,000 hours a year for those 5 people, then trees is getting close to 20% of the total labor.
That does,
available.
but that also includes seasonal work. So seasonal workers, we bring on 3 seasonal employees in the summer.
Oh, okay.
So it's not getting the I think, what do you think is an appropriate between all the functions and duties?
It's tough because there's so much more stuff, sidewalks, like we're trying to bring some more of that stuff in-house. It's definitely labor intensive. It's robbing Peter to pay Paul whenever it's basically whatever's flashing in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's reactionary.
I think definitely with the bucket truck, we can improve some of the time we spend. Certainly too, because the bucket truck, the one that we had was a 30-year-old truck that was a single knuckle. So that thing was pretty unwieldy if you're trying to trim right-of-way trees amongst traffic. The new one we have is newer, yeah, new to
New to us.
Yeah, new to
Us,
us.
so.
It's 14 years old, and it's a all-tech AT37G, so it's got 37-foot reach, double knuckle, and then the bucket pivots on the end of the boom. So it's a lot more nimble. It's on a smaller chassis, so.
Yeah, I mean, the only point is just trying to maximize
Mhm.
the number of hours or the appropriate number of hours, going
Yeah.
towards trees. And it sounds like, one person, almost one full person is dedicated to trees
Yeah,
across the.
and this will improve too, with training, training and trying to get staff, arborist certificates. Certainly that's going to help. 'Cause then I
Are
can
a
just-
couple folks going to go through?
I
the
have
training?
probably 3 that are interested in it,
Okay,
and I've been looking for training opportunities here and there. There's light stuff. A lot of it's going to be sort of on your own with studying and grooming up. But, I'd really love to be able to send them to, here's a week class or, a week long class where you're going to get hit with a fire hydrant and see if they can take it in.
I got your email,
Mhm.
and I can get you a little bit of info, but the Certified Arborist exam book is useful. And then this is the best management practices.
Yep.
For tree planting, pruning. That's also quite useful.
Okay.
There's another CRTI one, but it's pretty far south in April.
Okay. I mean, at
at the Morton?
No, it's, I don't know where it's at.
It's in a
Homer
com-
Glen.
Oh,
or-
okay, I was going to say one of the communities.
if it's just a matter of an early morning and some drive time, I'm sure, this is an opportunity and, they'll be paid for it. So.
I'll email you or something, some of the upcoming, I thought I saw something for,
This is a certified arborist test?
yeah, I was gonna try to do, I saw one recently for that.
That was
Can't remember where it
that was
at,
the difficulty. It was like there's not like for like water licenses and wastewater licenses. There's like the prep school where you go for a week and you learn. And I wasn't really finding a whole lot of that as far as arborists go because I feel like the arborist it's more of like you're in the field, you're learning it as you're doing this stuff, and then
So if you're qualified to take the exam,
Mhm.
there's a prep class, but if they don't do it as a mega
Right.
3-day thing or something,
It's
it's
like 8
one day,
weeks.
yeah, 6 weeks, one
In
night
the
a week,
evening,
6 weeks.
yeah.
Because it's assumed that these people are working, and so you're doing it outside of
Yeah.
work hours. But I can link you to the Illinois Arborist Association and the upcoming exam
Sure.
test or prep classes.
Perfect.
Or you can.
I got a PowerPoint to touch it.
Okay, item number 9, review Arbor Day planting event. So that's our May 2nd. And that's the open lands grant, right? 15 oaks at,
Yeah, this was it ComEd and Open Lands?
yep. So 15 oaks at Lions Park between the library building and the path, I think, in there.
Yes.
And then we'll want to, kind of mark off an area that'll be seeded with native, low-growing native.
Yes,
stuff.
and we also have the remainder, since we originally planned on $200 trees for the community tree planting event, and Gerda surprised us by making them $100 trees.
Yes.
Trees Forever said, well, you got $1,900 that we earmarked for you, but you're not doing anything with. Would you like to use it somewhere else?
Okay.
So if you'd like to plant more trees at this event, that's certainly an opportunity.
Okay. Do we have, so I know for the Mary's Park event, we had the water
Oh, the
bladders, the
yeah.
gator bags. So how many of those do we have?
We should have more than enough, because we had the ones that Shawn provided, and then
Yeah.
we have just a grouping of them.
Okay. Because those will be important.
Yeah.
for the-
I'll make sure that we have an equal amount. How many ever trees go down, I'll make sure that we have gator bags to go with it. If Gertis matches, if Gertis does the $100 per tree again, it means we could have 19 additional trees on top of the 15.
Yeah. Are you guys going to hydrovac the holes?
Over there, probably not, because I'd be worried about
Stuck.
not getting stuck so much as we're driving over a lot of sidewalk and concrete, and that Vacon is not a light
No,
vehicle.
no. Oh, yeah.
Honestly, we take bucket trucks over slate walkways with plywood.
The Vacon itself weighs near 80,000 pounds.
Okay, that's heavier than the
What?
bucket truck.
What size trees are these again?
Then add in tank of water.
These are I can't remember. I think these were just 5-gallon.
Oh,
The gator bags?
No, the trees. I can't remember what
Oh,
because all these, like a lot of the open land stuff, it's all stuff that a volunteer's supposed to move around. No bald and burlap trees.
right, except, yeah, ComEd, I think,
They weren't whips, were they?
no, they might have been
10-gallon.
10-gallon,
Okay.
yeah.
That would be fine.
Yeah.
You don't need a,
But if we're planting 30,
Well, we're gonna
That
have a
would-
lot of volunteers at this.
okay,
it's Arbor Day.
Yes.
okay,
Get the word out.
okay.
May 2nd.
So then you'll have to let me know what you want to plant for the additional trees.
Well, or do we want to plant some native shrubs?
What about those trees
Uh,
that are sitting in your
Trees forever,
backyard?
they have to be trees.
Rob has those now.
He is, okay.
Those would be great.
What would,
We have all those trees that
The
we
red buds
acquired,
and-
Oh.
what were they from ComEd or free?
Yeah, they were ComEd donated us a smattering of trees, and Shawn and Shannon took
Still
care of
alive?
it. They're sitting back there. Because we have 17 tulip trees in the
Oh, that's what. the
all
next-
huddled up, and then we have a bunch, we have all the trees we got back from you guys all huddled up, just waiting. But if you were to use the funding for, like, you have to expend the funding.
mhm,
So if you want to
Okay.
use the
It's just more
$1,900,
trees
yeah.
yes.
So there's all the trees that are already sitting on the standby,
Right.
and,
So,
or I can always reach out to Trees Forever and say, thank you, but we've got a lot going on.
We really
But those ones there were slated for the dog park, right? Weren't we talking about?
Some of them were slated for the dog park. I also thought that some of them were slated for in between the walking path and the senior center.
That was the witch hazels. The little witch hazels were. But all that plant materials, and I
so are there some good, like maybe understory trees that we'd want to maybe plant with the oaks?
sure.
Strya, Carpinus, Dogwood,
Burnham.
Viburnums, Black Hogs.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I would focus, because
Okay.
that's an oak woods over there, I'd
Yeah.
focus on
The
natives in that area.
yeah, native smaller trees. Yeah. Go to,
The only thing is with the Trees Forever funding, it has to be trees, no shrubs.
Pinus, Australia.
Dogwood. The nice thing about a lot of these ones are, like, they're trees. They're understory trees.
yeah.
Witch hazel.
Sometimes
But
they
that's
end
a
up having
shrub.
multiple stems.
Rabbit chews in the ground,
Yeah.
then they're shrubs
Yeah,
instead of trees.
yeah. I've got 3 pagoda dogwoods like that in my yard.
Rabbits chew.
So
them.
what was the, so
No,
that'll
actually,
be
my
in,
husband
that'll be in May, so as we get closer, probably March or April, we'll get a list solidified, so that way I can talk to Gertis about what they have left. No, well, not left, available at that point. What time will that one be at?
Yeah, what time do we want to do that?
10?
Yeah, I think so.
And we'll see if I can get, the arborist out from Davy. Okay.
Yeah, maybe they'd attend both.
Well, if they owe us 8 hours, if they send 2 people, we could get
One day.
one day of 4 hours, or, maybe one goes on one day, one goes on the other day.
Whatever works.
Okay. Well, we'll have another meeting before then, so we can firm
April
up
1st.
everything. What's that?
April 1st.
Yeah. It's no joke. Okay, item number 10 is discussion action on tulip trees. Rob?
So this is the Gertis reached out to us at the end of the season last year and said, we got all these trees. What do you want? We'll give them to you for free. So there was a big list of trees, but one of the things that was kind of stood out was they had a bunch of tulip trees. And at the time it was 23. By the time we got to them, there was 17. So I think initially the idea was to plant these along the path at Lions Park. And then when they're in bloom, that'll be a really nice thing to
Sure.
walk through and to enjoy. So that's at the discretion of this board. This isn't an event. It doesn't have to be an event. It's just direction. Where would you like the tulip trees?
How big are these ones?
5 gallons.
Oh,
Well, and then I'll just,
5 or 10. It's been a couple months since
but
I
they're
saw
not
them.
3-inch huge
No,
monsters. Yeah.
Not like the one you planted.
That
And then I had you move it.
Not like that one.
so, and then there's also, one of my staff at TLC told me today that, we do a spring and fall, memorial oak planting, and so we'll have 10 trees this spring, 10 oaks this spring, that we'll be planting, and, we move around, like we've done some at Milky Way. We worked with Ryan a couple years in a row, and so potentially we could also have oaks, and it's be about the same size tree, 5-gallon oaks, probably about yay high, that we could also plant out there, and we would provide the volunteers and for the planting of the oaks. So.
Sure.
Does that sound okay? What do folks think? Tulip trees, oh.
Good.
Public Works will just throw in the tulip trees, sort of with the,
Yeah.
Discretion. Planning for the size of them and
Yeah.
overhang and stuff, and just placed throughout the park along the path.
Okay. And then we can, yeah, we'll probably do our planting, will probably be around probably third weekend in May. Yeah. And so, depending on when you put
I
your
have
planting,
I have a feeling we'll do most of them on the north side of the path.
Okay.
Because we really can't put too many trees on the bottom of the sled hill to the west or to the south.
right.
You know, I think we might be looked at a little weird for that. So everything's going to be kind of,
Make sledding more interesting.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I
Gooseberries,
really
yeah.
foresee the tulip trees being in one row on the north side of the path in between us and the field.
Is there room for all of them there?
There's quite a run over there, so I would imagine that we're going to have some room to spread them out. I'm talking from the senior center all the way to the food forest.
Wow, that's plenty of room.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
Maybe one or two could end up with the trees over by the dog park. This tulip poplar would complement the birch and
That's fine.
the sycamore,
Yeah.
just to get a
Diversity.
mix.
Yeah.
Some diversification.
Yeah.
They're all together right now anyway. They're all friends right now anyways, right?
Yeah.
Wintering-
Keep them together. Yeah.
Keeping each other warm.
Okay. Any other items on the tulip trees or other surprise tree?
How do you turn away free trees?
I know.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
How much traction it's getting.
I will say that Gertis has been very,
He's a good
very,
guy.
very supportive to have in the city of Harvard. And it seems like every time we reach out with a need, not only do they meet the need, but they cut the need in half, so.
Yeah, he likes trees.
Yeah.
He's a tree hugger.
Okay. Mayor's report?
I don't really have any more to add than what I added earlier about the memo from Deb.
Yep.
So that's really only input I had tonight.
Any new business?
We have a new bucket truck, new to us.
Yeah.
So,
14 years old.
yeah, look for it on the road. It is we bought it locally, but it probably came from Texas. It is without a single bit of rust.
Oh, geez.
And
Really?
we just put
We can fix that.
yeah, we just put three gallons of fluid film undercoating on it today. But it
There you
did get through its annual and its dielectric test with some flying colors, some decals, so, a boot on the controls. They generally get pretty picky on the annuals, so.
What vehicle is the base vehicle? Is it a GM, Ford?
It is. I was trying to find a Ford, but in the twilight hours, the beggars can't be choosers. So we have a Dodge.
Cummins?
It is.
Well, 50, yeah, well,
Yeah.
15, is it a 2-valve manual injected Cummins?
No, it's
Or
a common rail 24 valve. But it's a great truck. We bought it for $39,000.
And no DEF fluid?
Oh, it's got DEF.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it is what it is. That truck new. I think right now, if we were to buy something similar, is about $200,000. So
Sounds like a deal.
We lease ours.
yeah,
At Debi.
I was looking. I talked to Alderman Kriete. I said, "Hey, do you have any of these that fall off the truck? Any that get retired that maybe we could scoop one up at a deal. He could work some avenues for us." But I think theirs, when they get rid of them, they're pretty ragged.
Yeah.
Kind of like buying one from Asplin.
Yeah.
There's not much left. Yeah.
I think this one was owned by a AEP or AECom out of Texas. So,
It's good that it's stress-free.
oh, it's the
That-
only way
that-
I'd want to buy it.
People have no clue. I mean, what mechanics and stuff are so used to it up here, but you can go down south and like in Texas, 30-year-old car, oh, there's no rust. Nuts come right off. Hand tools, things, there's no cutting, grinding.
Yeah.
Swearing.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? Any other new business? No? Okay, motion to adjourn?
I'll second it. Or I'll first it, I guess.
Who's making it? Yeah, you're making it? Second?
Second.
Okay, Jannette, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, 7:32.